It's time to catch up on Catherine the Princess of Wales's fashion. She wore McQueen and Burberry, two of my favorite designers, for the Germany State Visit Welcome. Let's take a look at this gorgeous outfit here. She wore a vivid blue coat by Sarah Burton for Alexander McQueen, which she first wore for Christmas Day in 2023. It's a bespoke design with notched lapels, flat pockets, an inset waistband with buttons, a structured style, sleeve band, and a back vent. It has obviously been tailored to perfection. As you can see, it fits her perfectly. It doesn't look too big. She obviously had lost a little bit of weight with everything she dealt with last year. And here you can see that they were able to tailor this coat to fit her perfectly. I love that she went with a more sleek hairstyle here. It's very beautiful. Beneath the coat, she wore the Amelia dress by Burberry. It is a wool tonal Prince of Wales check in navy blue, which is very perfect to do the Prince of Wales check. It has a fit and flare silhouette, a twist lock belt, and it's originally sleeveless, but she had sleeves added, which is appropriate not only for the time of year, but also it is more professional. It just is. It is. It's more professional to have sleeves. She's also wearing Queen Alexandra's the feathers brooch, the sapphire earrings that previously belonged to Princess Diana. I love a good tailored overcoat like this. I think they are sleek, beautiful. You still get to add details and interest. The belt with the double button is perfect for her figure. She has a tall frame, so she can carry these styles really, really well. They don't look too heavy or overwhelming, in large part because they are tailored to perfection. And the color is a beautiful choice as well. It looks beautiful on her. For the state dinner, she wore one of her favorites, Jenny Packham, and we had a new tiara. Everybody was very excited about this, as they should be. Look at how gorgeous she and William look here in this picture. Oh, she looks so happy and beautiful here. I love the asymmetrical neckline of this. It adds so much interest and movement and softness to a neckline to have something like this, and it's not too overwhelming. And it's also something different for her. She hasn't done an asymmetrical neckline like this in a while. So this is perfect way to switch things up and make sure the outfits are always interesting. I absolutely love this. It's gorgeous. Let's see. Queen Camilla wore a beautiful teal dress. That's gorgeous as well. I really like that. That's very pretty. But the glittering, sparkling dress that she has on here that Catherine is wearing is stunning. It's the most beautiful of the night. Of course it is. Look at it. It's beautiful. Camilla wore a tiara that I really, really like, the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. I absolutely love this tiara. It's so pretty. Duchess of Edinburgh, Sophie, was wearing a bespoke gown by Susanna London with the Wessex aquamarine tiara. Very, very pretty. I love this on her. It accentuates her waistline nicely, which is important because she's not quite as tall as Catherine, so something that doesn't nip in at the waist or is too voluminous will make her look too short. So this was a great choice. The 3/4 length sleeve is very nice on her as well, and the darker color is slimming and streamlined. But on to Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Absolutely stunning here. This is a bespoke Jenny Packham caped gown with an asymmetric neckline, a fitted bodice, pleating at the waist, which adds a lot of softness and movement to the gown, which is really, really beautiful. I like that it wasn't too tight and straight here because if it was more fitted, it wouldn't have been as comfortable for the state dinner where she was going to need to be seated for a while. So having the pleats along the waist with a lot more movement and fabric around the hip and throughout the leg is going to make it a lot more practical and comfortable for the occasion without it not looking appropriate. It had a slight pad to the shoulder to give structure to the cape so that it could flow beautifully down from the shoulder, and the cape is designed with this sheer fabric that keeps it light. Sometimes capes that are not more lightweight fabric like this or sheer look too heavy, too boxy or clunky and just kind of weigh down the look and look really heavy. We've seen that effect on Meghan Markle, for example, that's just stiff. So this softer fabric is ingenious because it flows and it moves, and the sheerness of it keeps it looking light and airy to the eye, and the way the crystals and sparkles just sort of lightly diffuse out was perfect. The dress fabric is embellished with sequins and crystals in an ombre pattern, while the tulle is only lightly covered in sequins. Absolutely love it. Gorgeous in every way. And the biggest news of the evening, which she chose the perfect dress to don a new tiara, was the fact that she brought out a new tiara, first time in a while, the Oriental Circlet tiara, which was only worn once by Queen Elizabeth II and hasn't been seen publicly since 2005. So it has been in hibernation for 20 years and is a perfect choice for Catherine. This is absolutely beautiful. Her statuesque figure and this dress specifically with the shoulder pads creating just a little bit more volume around here, which was balanced nicely by the volume in the skirt, is exactly what's needed for this dramatic and intense of a tiara. This is a larger piece, as you can see. It's a bit taller. Now, the Lover's Knot tiara, which is her typical go-to that she really loves, is also quite tall, but it doesn't come all the way around. This one comes all the way around in its height. It does taper some, yes, but it is taller and reads a little bit bigger than the Lover's Knot, even though the Lover's Knot might even have more height in the very center, but it tapers. The Lover's Knot does. The only other tiaras we've seen her in was her wedding day tiara, obviously, was the Cartier Halo tiara, but that one was very petite and a great choice for her first tiara. And she's also worn the lotus flower tiara a number of times, which also, again, doesn't go all the way around the back. It stops around the ears. And it's a little bit more dainty. It's still grand and beautiful. It's still a tiara, okay? But it is a little bit more dainty. The Lover's Knot, again, it's another one that stops around the ears. And it does have decent height to it, and it's very impactful, of course. It's iconic. But I still think this new Oriental Circlet tiara that goes all the way around just has so much more of a presence to it. It feels future queen. You know what I mean? Remember, she made news also when she wore the Strathmore Rose tiara on November 21, 2023. That, I believe, is the only other tiara we've ever seen her in public. And that tiara once belonged to the Queen Mother. And again, it's another one that doesn't go all the way around. It stops around the ears. And it's the floral theme, so it's a little bit more dainty. This circlet tiara, I think, is the most grand she has ever worn, in my opinion. Leave in the comments if you agree with me or not. And she wears it so well. She literally looks like a future queen here. This is stunning and perfect in every way. Love the whole thing. She could have worn opera gloves even if she wanted to with this outfit. It would have looked beautiful. Maybe we will see a variation of it in the future. I love the way she updates and re-wears her pieces thoughtfully in future times, but I cannot wait to see this tiara on her again. It suits her so well. But let's take a look at some other outfits that she wore recently. The Together at Christmas Carol concert, she looked fabulous. She wore a festive green and red outfit with these very pretty star or almost snowflakey earrings. Let's take a closer look. So the family coordinated wonderfully with navy and this beautiful emerald green. Like, for example, Prince George has an emerald green tie with his navy suit to help tie in Catherine's outfit. This was perfect. I love the family photos and coordinating outfits. I'm always obsessed with coordinating the family outfits. I think that's wonderful. I just love the way it looks, and I love to do it with my own family too, even if it annoys them. I think it's great. She re-wore her bespoke Catherine Walker coat, which has a double-breasted fit and flare silhouette, angled front pockets, a slight flare at the sleeve cuff, and a faux fur lapel collar in forest green. I absolutely love this faux fur collar. I love really, really soft fabrics. I got a faux fur coat this year because I love cozy, soft to the touch things. From a sensory perspective, it's one of my favorite things. So the coat was first worn for a visit to Ireland in March 2020, and then again in December 2020 with the faux fur collar. And then again, 5 years later, we see it here for the Christmas Carol concert. It's a wonderful choice. The fur looks cozy. The coat is beautiful. It's tailored to her perfectly. I love the little bit more flare to the lower portion of the coat so that it has just a tiny bit more volume to help give her figure more balance, and it accentuates her waistline nicer. It's flattering to have a little bit of a fit and flare. And it looks like she was wearing a skirt potentially by Miu Miu with a crystal embellished pleated wool tartan midi skirt. with a drop waist panel dotted with clear crystals. Tartan is always fun and festive with its classic red and greens. Absolutely love that choice. Very, very on theme for this. And she is wearing Robinson Pelham Star stud and drop earrings, which she wore at the Top Gun Maverick premiere in May 2022. Very pretty. They remind me of snowflakes or like, a Christmas star. So they're very, very pretty. Perfectly festive outfit. Absolutely love it. She also recently wore Holland Cooper for a visit to Royal Marsden Ever After Garden. She was re-wearing a double-breasted black watch coat from Holland Cooper. It's a midi-length design with a relaxed fit, double-breasted silhouette, notched lapels, and embossed gold tone buttons. So it makes quite the statement with its pattern and its buttons, so you don't really need much else. It is on its own plenty. I absolutely love this coat. I love a good pattern that's not too hard to wear, and these sorts of colors are easier to wear in my opinion and easier to match up with colors and tones because you don't have to match the green or the blue perfectly because it does have a gradient to it throughout. So I love these types of patterns for pieces like coats because you want to be able to match well enough. So things that have some flexibility in what will match are always really smart choices. And for the Sandringham Christmas Day walk, let's take a look at what she wore. So the family was very on trend going for this year's color, which was more chocolatey brown, which I like, but it's not my favorite for Christmas. I do like to see things a little bit more festive, but on the bright side, her coat does have a pattern to it that reads very festive and wintry. These sorts of plaids and tartans, I think, still work for the holidays. They're not just flat, plain blah brown, so I feel like it's okay. And she looked beautiful, and the important thing is that the whole family was out together, looking happy, unified, and gorgeous. And healthy, of course. Queen Camilla was in a nice festive red, and Catherine was wearing green for the Christmas Carol concert, so it kind of makes sense that she went for something just a little bit more on trend for the Christmas Day walk. Charlotte looked lovely, coordinating with her mom, of course. This is her Blasé Milano coat that she has worn previously with a large window pane check of brown and burgundy. So it does have burgundy to really bring in a little bit of that red. It has a double-breasted silhouette with a nipped-in waist, her classic go-to, peaked lapels, strong shoulders, and the brand's iconic smiley pockets. We also saw it again in mid-January 2025, as well as February 2025, and then again this year. So she's been wearing it multiple times this year. It fits her really, really well. It's already tailored to her, and that burgundy does help. If she wanted to pull it more Christmassy, she could have gone for burgundy hat, burgundy scarf, gloves, shoes, and handbag, but that would have required purchasing a lot of pieces. So perhaps this was easier. Thank you for joining me for today's fashion edition recap of Catherine the Princess of Wales' holiday season outfits. Which was your absolute favorite? I would say probably besides the state dinner, because that's an easy win. As far as the other outfits, I would say the Christmas Carol concert because it was the most festive and I love those soft faux fur things right now. I'm really into them. So that's what I would say is my favorite beyond the state dinner. Leave yours in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a happy day ahead, and I will see you next time. Bye!